Well, organizations are really struggling with performance management in today's environment of uncertainty. In fact, many are abandoning it or not even thinking about it until maybe things calm down, if they ever do. And I think that's a major mistake because out of all the processes that we have to really align an organization with their associates and their leaders is the performance management process, and in whatever way, shape, or form you're doing. And so I strongly encourage those to find a new system that's agile and flexible, so that you can navigate the future, which is uncertainty. Most organizations, or many organizations that I read about and talk to, are paralyzed in today's environment, and they're really living day to day trying to figure out if there'll be a new normal, when the new normal will there be a second wave, are we abandoning offices, will we do partial offices, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's very, very scary times, very uncertain times, and it's important that we make sure that everyone in the organization is aligned with the core mission today. And the best way to do that is have some kind of performance management process that is agile and is flexible and can change as things change. I don't know any organization that can predict next year's plans, let alone 6 months or 3 months plans. And so it's important that we embrace uncertainty and create an organization that's agile. Leaders always needed to communicate with their associates. Some did a good job, some didn't do a very good job. But in today's environment, with dispersed workforces and workforces coming back to work in factories that are worried, it's critical that we communicate often and give honest feedback. It's important we have multiple conversations throughout the month, let alone the year. And it's important that employees understand where they stand, kind of how they're doing in this new uncertain environment. So you need to have consistent conversations around what's the status of your objectives, how are you doing, and what do you need to improve upon those. How, as a manager, can I help you with the roadblocks that might be, and how can I help? And so if you have those conversations throughout the year and they're consistent, they're about the work, and they're honest, the feedback's honest, and employees should know where they stand at the end of the year. There should not be any surprises about their performance. And so you can take a lot of ambiguity out of this uncertainty by being very, very clear in your communications and the feedback you give your associates. Again, I think the performance management process is the best way to make sure you can align your organization in this uncertainty. We know the new normal will be in flux, regardless of what part of the political spectrum you are on coming back to work or not, and all of the issues related to safety and reopening and economics and the political environment. However you feel about that, I think it's safe to say the new normal will be in flux. And so you have to adopt agility in your organization. You have to get rid of all of the legacy stuff that is not agile and create systems and processes that are. You have to simplify your business and your communications. Get rid of all the nice to haves and focus on the top 1, 2, or 3 things max the organization needs to do to be successful. And make sure you improve your feedback between your leaders and your teams so that there's clarity amongst everybody in the organization of where they fit in their process of the mission. So where do I fit in the pieces of making this thing happen in the core mission of this organization? And then, for God's sakes, keep it simple. It's too scary. There's too much complexity in the world today. We're bombarded with too much information. So your job is really to try to make it simple so that people understand what their core mission is, how they can accomplish it in today's uncertain environment. Hey, I'm Gene Pease. I love these conversations. I love a good debate. Hit me up at mightyu.com. We've spent the last 2 years trying to figure out how to improve performance management in spite of these uncertain times. So hit me up and I'd love to talk. Thanks.